gonna do a little intro first.
Oh
Hi
yeah,
everyone, welcome to This is Chitchat. I'm Cherry, and that's we have.
KooKoo. KooKoo the cartoon magician.
And how are you today, KooKoo?
Well, as I was mentioning earlier, I am KooKoo. Can you tell? That's unanimous.
What, what, or who got you into magic?
That's a tough question because I'd say cartoons got me into magic. Is that strange? I'd say the short version of my story is my love of cartoons and inspiration from Sylvester the Jester. I was already performing and creating sculptures and doing performance art and stuff, but I think that he solidified my path. Have you heard of him? Do you know who I'm talking about?
Yes.
Oh, great.
Have, have you ever visited Disney's Toontown?
Ooh, is it in Magic Kingdom?
I think.
I was just at Universal's Toon Lagoon like a couple weeks ago, but Toontown, I with like the Roger Rabbit setup. I remember. I don't describe it to me.
It's the one where they have like Mickey's house, Minnie's house, the one with the big cartoony sign with the residents on it.
I think I missed it last time I was there because I was in Magic Kingdom and Hollywood Studios, and I did Mickey's and Minnie's Runaway Railroad. It was brand new at the time, but I don't think I made it into the proper Toontown lately. It's been a long time if I've been there.
Yeah, and they did renovations at some point, so
Hmm.
yeah.
Well, your felt complexion looks very lovely today.
Thank you. What's been your favorite park or place to perform or I mean
Oh,
visit?
well, I go to actually pull up my date so I can plug it properly. But Sesame Place, I'm there every summer for Abby Cadabby's Magical Weekend with my friend Sam Sandler. He's the other magician. He does the stage show, and then they set me loose on Sesame Place. I'm all over the place doing close up magic and stuff. But let me see. I'll give a oh yeah, it's coming up. It'll be the weekend of June 6th and 7th.
Oh.
That's a good time for to plug that one.
Yay! We're not usually good scripting those parts. What trick did you least see getting popular that ended up being popular?
Oh, that's a good question. Hmm. Huh. I'm not sure what the answer to that is, but I will say, you're talking about like on my social media, like when people see it and they react to it. Uh, People love to see something cartoony from me, right? So, they love that, all that kind of stuff, this kind of thing. But if I'm doing like, I can't think of an example. If I have like, just if I'm doing something really amazing, like making coins appear out of the air, I work really hard on doing this. This is the opposite question. This is like, I'm doing amazing stuff, but because it's not cartoon, it doesn't get the same response as other things. And as a matter of fact, this particular trick I'm showing you right now, this is actually Sylvester the Jester invented this, even though it's not cartoony. It's a crazy coin move where you can do. Look at that! Look at that! It's crazy! It's crazy! You'd think that would get amazing responses. But because everyone wants to see, my eyeballs pop out. That's what they mostly focus on. So that's the opposite of your question, but it's question adjacent.
Still the same area.
Yeah, yeah.
I I heard you had started or worked in a mall. What type of store did you work in?
So it was my first place in the mall was a kiosk, and I'm putting the emphasis on key because that was the business. It was keys. It was a place where you could get your keys copied, and then it also had a bunch of like novelty keys. So it actually did have some fun cartoon themed keys, like house keys and stuff. And then some of them were like sports teams, and then we could also like take your photo and put it on a key. But it was a key place. It was just selling keys. It was called the Key Stop.
If you have a favorite trick to perform, which one is it?
That's tough. I really well lately. I've been really enjoying the drawing pad. Have you seen that?
A little bit.
Should I do it for you right now?
Sure.
Okay, let's do it. Let me grab a marker. I'm gonna use a marker. Ooh, don't sniff markers. Haha. So, forgive me, Oswald asked you your name, but what was your name again?
Terry.
Terry?
Terry.
Terry?
Terry.
Terry?
Terry.
What letter does it start with?
C.
Kerry?
C. And then cherry.
Oh, like the chair on Pee-wee's Playhouse. Cherry. Oh, but cherry, like a fruit.
Yes.
Nailed it the first time. I never get that wrong. I always get the names right the first try. I nailed it. Okay, so cherry. Pretty please with a cherry on top. I'm actually going to create a character of sorts. So, cherry, strike a pose. Okay, work it, cherry. La da dee. Oh, you've done this before. La 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 la. It's coming out very nicely. I am going to change one eensy weensy little detail. This is not going to be a character of you. Here, I'm gonna get a tighter camera angle before we get into this whole thing. Let me see here. La 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 la. It's in here somewhere. Is it closer? Oh no! We're not streaming my. Let me. Do you edit this thing? Let me see if we can
We
get.
usually don't, but it's more because we're not 100% sure how, but we
This part might be
technically
awkward for
can.
people. That's okay. Because I want to. My OBS. I'm running OBS that normally would send like a close up, and I thought I would try to get the close up for you. But that's okay. We don't necessarily have to do it.
We technically can, we're just not that good at it.
You don't do it often.
No.
Oh no! Is my face frozen on your end?
Yeah.
Oh no! Oh, am I back? I'm back. We'll
Yay!
just stick with this. Forget OBS. Okay, so
Right.
I'm going to change one eensy weensy little detail. This is not going to be a character of you.
Okay.
Be a character for you. Even better, right? So this
Yeah.
is no one you know. It's a little gift for you. It does start off a little sketchy. You're not going to judge, are you?
No.
On me, right? Okay, because this is it right here. Those are the eyes. That's the mouth. I know it looks like eggs and bacon. It's going to get better. I'm going to develop this character and bring it to life. And I don't mean that literally, just figuratively. But some people find my art to be quite moving. Now, I don't mean literally moving. I just mean emotionally moving.
Yeah.
What's wrong? You're looking at it like it's alive. Are you
It's
alive?
What? I can't hear you.
Oh! Are you alive?
I still can't hear you.
Are you alive?
Oh, give me some ears.
Oh, ears. Here you go. There you go.
I can't hear you.
I forgot the ear holes. That is an important detail. Is that better?
Oh, that's much better. I can hear you now. Give me some hair.
Okay, a do for you. How about a chin, too?
Oh boy, do I look handsome. Oh, how about a nose?
Okay, one schnoz coming right up.
Ew, you stink.
It's the marker, not me.
Don't forget my eyebrows.
Eyebrows, I got you.
It's about time you gave me eyebrows. Uh-huh. What happened to my voice?
No, don't be mad.
You gave me angry eyebrows.
Sorry, buddy. Jeez, let me fix that.
Oh, Oh, that's much better. My temperament has been fixed.
Well, that's the least I could do for the guy. You do the same thing.
Okay,
Oh.
finally, give me a
All right,
mustache.
I will give you a mustache, but you gotta hold still.
Oh, cut that
Jumping
out.
around
Oh,
the page,
please.
you are making
That
this
tickles.
difficult for
Oh,
me.
that's enough.
Well, it's kind of a curly mustache. I hope you don't mind.
I never asked for a girly mustache. Oh, sacre bleu. Why do I sound like a Pepe Le Pew? This is a ripoff.
A ripoff, huh, sir? You are 100% correct. As promised, this is for you. Give me your mailing address later. I'll send it to you. Woohoo! Thank you, thank you, thank you. So yeah, that's what I like a lot. And what I like about it is that you really can give someone the picture at the end. You actually take it off and they take it home with them.
I wish I had a paper prop, or I would have tried to catch a paper prop. Well,
Did that answer your question?
yes.
Oh, good.
Speaking of your performances from earlier, what's it like to perform at Sesame Place?
Oh, it's great because it's so cool to be there with Elmo and Bert and Ernie and Big Bird and Oscar. Uh, and then actually, when I am there, I also go to do this special VIP event for people with Abby Kadabi, where they can do like crafts and they get like special churros with pink sugar on them. And then Abby Kadabi comes out and I actually do a trick with Abby Kadabi. It's pretty fun.
I have a friend that gets confused for Elmo sometimes. Once she got confused for Grover. I did not. That person had no glasses. I'm probably risking going out the window today just for reminding her that guy thought she was Grover and she's magenta.
Yeah, fur color is very important when avoiding legal action from IPs. Mm-hmm. Cease and
Yes.
whatnot.
How did it start for you at the Arrold Family Fun Centers, if I pronounced that correctly?
Arnold's Family Fun Center. I did actually go. You know, I went to art school, right? There, I want to say she's their front of house manager. She actually went to art school with me. We lived. She was my next door neighbor. But I think I stopped by one day though before I even knew she was there, and that's how we connected. I just kind of showed up. I was like, "Ooh, this is a family fun center. I'll meet the people here." And then I was surprised to see that she worked there. So then there was no choice in the matter. I just had to work there at that point.
Fair enough.
You ever watch the live videos from Arnold's? It's Lane at Arnold's Family Fun Center doing the videos. That's her.
Ah,
Hmm.
here is a very important question. Looney Tunes or Nicktoons?
Looney Tunes or Nicktoons? Looney Tunes. I love Nicktoons too, but you know, it's like Looney Tunes or Nicktoons, and that's still really good up here, you know.
Yes. Looney Tunes has more iconic ones. Nicktoons has if I'm correct, in my opinion, too.
And also Looney Tunes is like the fundamentals, you know, it goes all the way back to Mel Blanc, who created so many amazing characters, and Looney Tunes is the next generation. It's like saying Sylvester the Jester or KooKoo. It's like Sylvester the Jester, KooKoo. I'm like the Nicktoons. I'm for the next generation, so it's like hard to even compare the two though, because it's like the fundamentals, the building blocks, you know.
Also, speaking about your work, what inspired the KooKoo Mobile?
What's inside it or what inspired it?
Inspired.
Okay, because I was going to say my kids are in the car, right? No, I'm kidding. I'm going to go get them out. I better crack a window. I'll be right back. Kidding. Okay, so I'll tell you what. I'll give you a longer answer because I'm good at that. So before there was the KooKoo Mobile, I first had to design a business card for myself, and this is one of my early business cards. I designed that character of myself with the jaw drop and the eyes, but it became very well established with this. My branding kind of became with the blue and the green background. So I knew I wanted to incorporate this on the windows of my car. So this, I'm telling you how the color was chosen.
Ah,
Because basically I knew I didn't want the car to be blue or green. I didn't want it to be red. If it was yellow, it was going to look like a school bus or a taxi cab, right? And it kind of was like, oh, purple will be able to kind of pop against the windows still. So that's how I got to purple. And I knew I wanted something funky like a station wagon. And then I was thinking about like cool things to do with the car. And actually, originally, someone suggested the idea of like you could put a briefcase on the roof, and it could say the magician's name, KooKoo, and then it could have like your props are hanging out, and people would think like, "Oh no, he left his stuff on the roof." And I was kind of excited for that idea at first, and then I was like, thinking about the Wile E. Coyote cartoons and how he would strap himself to a rocket, right? And I was like, no, this is so much better. We got to put a rocket up there. So we got the rocket on the roof. We've got the purple, and then it does blow bubbles out the back too, which is kind of inspired just by I read about that there were clowns in the circus that did it, like on their clown cars and stuff. I'm like, that's perfect. So I actually I actually hardwired my bubble so that there's a button on the dashboard that lights up green. You press it, goes, and bubbles come out the back.
very bubbly.
Very bubbly indeed.
But if you could pick any trick you'd want to learn, which trick would it be?
Maybe this one, this I don't know how to do this. If anyone wants to teach me how to do that'd be really cool.
No, don't worry, I don't know how to do that, but I also have about 4 fingers, so
Or
doesn't
maybe
help much.
now that David Copperfield's retiring, maybe he'll teach me how to fly all around the room like him. Who knows?
Maybe if you had a cartoon, what do you think its title and catchphrase would be?
It would be KooKoo. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Have you ever seen me do thank you, thank you, thank you?
I've seen clips from your more intro parts, but sadly we seem to end up not able to see the other parts.
So at the end of every trick, I pull out my applause sign. I say, thank you, thank you, thank you. So that's become my catchphrase. I just, did it. I put the applause sign in once many, many years ago, and I started saying thank you, thank you, thank you. And then I ended up doing it every single time I did any kind of trick. And I've been told by parents that their kids walk around the house going, thank you, thank you, thank you. So I think that's my catchphrase at the very least. Choose it. It's just me.
Here's an add-on question. Do
Okay.
parents say that positively or negatively?
I think positively. But who's to say? They're usually write it to me. So who knows what the tone really is.
Ah. What's it like being a human cartoon?
Huh. It is toony. Is that an answer?
Yes.
Oh, good.
If you had to pick a favorite tune, who would it be?
Okay, someone asked me this morning on TikTok, and picking a favorite is actually very difficult because, I like a lot of different tunes for a lot of different reasons. But I think beyond myself, we go back to the fundamentals. So as much as I love Yakko and Wacko and Dot and Pinky and the Brain and Cuphead and I really like Zig and Sharko. Actually, you ever watch that? Augie and the Cockroaches. I think Bugs Bunny is the king of cartoons.
Most definitely.
Hey, what's up, Doc? Careful, Mac. That first step is a real Lulu.
And then, of course, there's Daffy Duck. It's kind of like a package deal.
You're despicable! Oh, Mother, I don't want to go to school. I want to stay home and bake cookies with you.
You're really good at that.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, well, let me think here. Let me see if I can do this live.
Eh, Duck season. Rabbit season. Duck season. Rabbit season. Rabbit season. Duck season. Shoot!
Oh,
Now, who's your favorite cartoon?
I'd I'd say when it's Looney Tunes, of course, Bugs Bunny. When it's Nicktoons, it's somewhere between Dexter's Lab
Mhm.
and Invader Zim.
Ah, okay, okay. Now, do you know that I forget the name of the actress who did the original Dexter in the first season, but she passed away unfortunately, like shortly
Oh.
after, and then she was replaced by Candy Milo, who let's see who you would know her. She plays Granny nowadays, Sylvester and Tweety's owner, and what is the other thing she's famous for? Well, anyway, I was trying to spill some cartoon fun facts on you.
You.
Yes, 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 yes.
What led to the connection with realtor Melina? I can't really pronounce her last name.
Say it again.
Melina I'm having trouble pronouncing her last name.
Spell it for me.
Hughes.
Hughes. Oh, wait, were you asking about, Melanie Hughes, the realtor?
Yeah. What led
Okay.
to the connection with her?
Oh, well, she brings her kids to see me very, very often at the works. So that's our main connection.
Ah.
Yeah.
What does the Great Nicola Magic Festival mean to you?
Oh, that was really fun. So the Great Nicola, or I guess, yeah, Nicola is what they do call it, was in Illinois this past October. So I drove all the way out there with all my gear, and it was the first time I did performances with the screen. You know how now I'm doing fully animated segments in my show where I come in and out of a screen as a cartoon and then as a human and back in and out. That was when I debuted that. So to me, that's like a real milestone, that festival performing there. And then just to give some information for the viewers on what it is or who Nicola is, he was a guy, a magician who existed at the same time as Harry Houdini. So he was a contemporary of Harry Houdini from that town in Illinois, Monmouth, Illinois, and but he toured all over the world, and it's only really from digging up some history that people were like, wait, this magician was from our town. So that local history museum out there in Monmouth, Illinois, hosts an annual event every year where they bring in magicians from all over the place in celebration of the art form of magic, and specifically for them, their history with the Great Nicola.
Oh. If you could be in any cartoon universe, which would it be?
Okay. Now I think Ren and Stimpy would be too scary.
Yeah.
I like watching it through the screen, but if I had Ren grabbing me by the shirt, screaming in my face, that would be a lot. I don't know what would happen next.
I think I'd cry.
Right. It's really fun through the screen, but it's a bit much if you're in the room with Ren. Um, uh, I mean, I don't want to be a one note song here, but Looney Tunes is probably the optimum universe, right? That's like the top tier cartoons. But it's like depends. There's also so many stages of Looney Tunes. There's Chuck Jones direction. There's like the ones that happen in the '70s. I think it wouldn't want to. I think my answer is Looney Tunes from the 2020s because it's an amalgam of all the Looney Tunes history. They've got some stuff that is post Ren and Stimpy, kind of SpongeBob-esque vibe to it, but they also have like the classic Chuck Jones and Tex Avery stuff going on. It's like everything's all there. So that's my answer. The Looney Tunes as they exist right now. Plug for Coyote versus Acme coming out in August. Go see it in theater.
Yes, truly can't wait.
Yes.
What inspired your animated intro?
What about the intro?
What inspired your animated intro?
Oh, okay. That's a good question because I feel like there's a lot of inspirations in there. So there's different elements inside it. first I came up with a song, right? Because I knew I was working with my animator. His name's Atta Lucero. You can look him up on Instagram. He's great. And we basically wanted to do something 20 to 30 seconds long. So I came up with the lyrics first. And the lyrics were, I'm actually switching them up a little bit, but they're generally, let's see if I can get this, because I haven't implemented the new lyrics yet. But the intro will still look the same. It's KooKoo, KooKoo the cartoon, he's screwy and wacky. No, this is the part I'm changing, so let me see if I can get the new one in my head right. He, oh no, let me think. He gets, well, right now it's disfigured, rejiggered, and we were thinking of maybe not saying disfigured because it might be too harsh of a word, or someone has
Yeah.
been disfigured, they might be offended by it. But I'm trying to remember the new words. That's okay. We'll move on from that. Rejiggered and blown up by Acme. He drives a purple rocket car that could fly to the moon. It's a KooKoo cartoon. So right now I'm going to have it re-recorded. The vocalization's actually going to be with a lady not quintet. What do they call it when there's three singers? Trio? Something like that.
I think so.
I want it to be kind of like the old Donald Duck cartoons. Do you know the song for the old Donald Duck cartoons?
Not really off the top of
I'm
my
not gonna be able to do it
off the
justice,
top of
but
my
it's
fluff.
like who never shows a bit of temperament? Who never ever starts an argument? Who's never wrong with all of his might? Who'd never dream of starting a fight? No one but Donald Duck. So that's sung by like three lady voices, and it's kind of retro because it wasn't retro at the time. It was just an old school song. But I like to capture that vintage feel. And then in the animation, because we have the lyric about my rocket car flying to the moon, we have the car flying up and landing on the moon, and then I grab a flag that says screwball and I stab it in, kind of like how I almost said Lance Armstrong. No, it's the Neil Armstrong, the astronaut, not the cyclist. You know how I put the American flag on the moon? It's kind of like a pastiche on that. But in some of the old Bugs Bunny cartoons and Daffy Duck, Duck Amuck, how when the animator's drawing Daffy and he ends up with like having flour for a head and four legs and the spots,
Yes.
flag on his tail, that's a screwball flag. That's another example of it. It's kind of a tip of a hat to that. And then actually in the newer Looney Tunes cartoons from the 2020s, there's a short where Marvin the Martian is on, I think maybe the moon. He's on a planet and he goes, I claim this in the name of Mars. And he stabs the flag in, and then the moon deflates. So I kind of have that going on. And then also there's a little bit of the old black and white silent film Journey to the Moon by, I forget his first name, George Méliès, maybe. He's French filmmaker slash magician, because a lot of the early filmmakers were actually magicians in vaudeville, because it was like this new technology and magicians were playing with it. So they were the ones creating a lot of the early films. So yeah, there's a little bit of that, like the way the moon has a face and it reacts to the car landing on it. If you watch Journey to the Moon, a guy climbs into a rocket, flies to the moon, and it lands in the moon's eye. And you'll see this iconic image. Have you seen that image?
Yes.
Yes. So it's like iconic in film history, that image. Which, speaking of which, I'll squeeze in a little extra thing. I'm not sure if it's not official yet, but Rockin' Pins, an account on Instagram, they make a lot of pins and T-shirts and work with IPs of different intellectual properties and brands of animation and film. The guy Mauricio, who runs that account, is in charge of restoring old cartoons. And Gertie the Dinosaur, which was a vaudeville act by cartoonist Windsor McKay. Do you know what I'm talking about? Have you heard of this? Oh man, you know your stuff.
Yeah.
You're a smart puppet. Uh,
Yeah.
So Windsor McKay used to have this act in vaudeville. He was a cartoonist. He'd make comic strips for newspapers, but he had this vaudeville act where it was called Gertie the Dinosaur, and he would act like he had tamed this dinosaur, and it would be a projection on the screen, and essentially a Brachiosaurus or Brontosaurus would walk out, and he would have it do tricks, and he'd be cracking his whip and talking to the dinosaur. and we have been talking about maybe me assisting in the performances when they come out here on the East Coast to do the Windsor McKay role. So we'll see. We'll see what comes of that. But speaking of, the old films and all that stuff, I thought I'd bring it up and give it a
That
plug.
sounds so cool.
It is so cool.
And also, is it true that I'm your third ever interview?
Wait, you're my third ever? No, that's not true. But you're still a fairly good interview. Let's see. I think, let's see. Less than 10,
Yeah.
unless you count TV shows. Then maybe it might be 10. But 10's pretty good.
I think your source did not have much information. I think our. We'll ask him later. Okay. What inspired KooKoo's Clubhouse?
Okay, so that actually, someone asked me to do it. So KooKoo's Clubhouse was actually, it was me providing a service to a church, which I forget which Methodist Baptist Church of the Great Valley. I forget the exact name. But actually it was someone that went to Tyler School of Art. Their mother, this was her church, and she reached out to me. And it was during the pandemic while everyone was shut down. And so their church would do, services maybe over Zoom like this or a live stream, but they wanted something, I guess, maybe in place of their Sunday school programming or something like that. So I didn't do any I think they may have provided the stuff that was more theological, and church related, but I was just there to bring stuff for the kids to connect with. There were some educational portions to the thing, and I was kind of acting as a host because they had people that would bring programming in, like there'd be some guy who would talk about lizards and someone would, do this or that. And KooKoo's Clubhouse kind of became the framework for them on their church to provide something for the kids in their community.
Oh. And as you had mentioned that you had just jumping topics,
Yes.
since you mentioned that you had gone to art school, what was your favorite project?
Oh, okay. So I have a lot of my own projects that are really wacky, that I would mention briefly as runners up. Like I would make these crazy sound machines. I made, you probably saw, maybe you've seen recently, maybe in a month or so ago, I reposted this sound machine that had all these noise making things. And Penn Jillette of Penn and Teller at one point was interested in me making one for him. And that never came into anything. But there's a lot of projects where I was experimenting with acoustics and motors and things like that. But one of my group projects that was really fun it was an entire class collaborating. Our assignment was we had to come up with something and execute it in 24 hours. So I was like, I got an idea. Let's make a giant robot puppet that is 3 stories tall, and we will be in it, and we're going to wheel it up to the art museum steps of the PMA, the Philadelphia Museum of Art, the one that Rocky ran up the stairs of. So
Yes.
we built this thing in 24 hours. We welded a whole frame, and I had people, I kind of took over the project. I was like taking the reins. I had people roller painting all these big pieces of cardboard, and then because the gray paint was cheaper than the silver, we got gray paint, but while it was wet we sprinkled glitter all over it so it'd be silvery. And we put in a screen in the middle with a drawer that could dispense things. So there was one screen in the middle with a light, and then there was a light on this side that just said poppin', and it had a popcorn air popper. So that would light up and popcorn would start coming out. And I forget what the other one was, but there's multiple things. And there's a second layer where there's just the arms, right? And they had people in there operating these big duct arms with gloves on the end. And then I had ropes inside of them so they could get really long, but then they pull up short. And while they're short, the performers could put their hands inside them and operate them. And then I was in there with a voice changer inside. I was like the Wizard of Oz behind the curtain. And I was operating the head, so it had spiral eyes that could spin. I was doing the mouth.
And I was talking into a voice changer to sound like a robot.
And I would just call to people and bring them up. And I forget what news station came, but a news station came and went on the news. And I'll have to post about it again soon so people can see it.
Did you try to climb the stairs?
No, no, no. This thing. Oh, you mean the robot or just me?
Either or.
Definitely not the robot, because this robot was huge. Like the base of it was a room, essentially, And a stair is a stair, so it'd be really tough to get that to happen. But it was funny. We even I brought all these little power generators so we could run the. It actually had like a DVD player in it, and I had all these little buttons that would switch from like live. Oh, I had live video cameras in it, so when people would come up, it could turn on a camera and someone could see themselves in the video that they were looking at, and then it could switch to like these animations of a heart beating or like a mouth moving, going. It was very wacky.
Ah. Did you prefer the sculpting or the performance stuff more?
It's kind of like true of my act now, which is like they're both two sides of the same coin. It's all the process of one thing. So I love creating something the first time. So that was one time. So it was great. But like for instance, when magicians want me to market something to sell it after I've created it, that's less fun to do. I like figuring it out as I go along. But once you've already figured it out, it becomes kind of, monotonous just to build something. So that is one difference between building and performing, because performing, that's the whole thing, is that you're going to do, as a variety artist, you do the same act over and over again. Now, of course, I do like to improvise jokes and stuff here and there in response to things that people say, but the actual act, I repeat it over and over again, these same routines, and I don't get tired of that. I love that. So it's not that I like one more than the other, but performing bears repeating, while creating and building, I like to do once.
Ah, j- kind of going into the creation stuff. What do you think of like the cell shaded clothes and stuff where people do like cell shading to make stuff look 2D?
Oh, so wait, what do they do? Like they make their clothing look 2D by getting rid of
Like some people recreate from like the Borderlands games, or like there's the bags
it's a
where
cosplay
it's
thing,
like
or is it on a screen?
mhm.
Is it a cosplay thing that happens? Oh, okay. I
Some
haven't
people do
seen
it
it.
on like normal clothes designs.
I don't know if I've seen it. I want to see it. I'd like to see that.
Because some people done where it's like bags, where it looks like a sketch of like a cartoon messenger
I
bag.
have seen some other magicians, because like Doug Wonder, who I know, friendly with him, he has outlines on his costume. And I think the amazing Jono, he's a magician in Australia who I've spoken with a little bit. I think he has a similar costume where it looks like, line drawing. Is it the same thing or is it different?
Maybe.
Okay, who knows? I like it. It's cool.
How did you first hear about Sylvester the Jester?
Well, I would say that between art school and I think maybe it was during my Key Stop days while I was trying to figure out how to make a business out of being a magician. So that took me to magic forums. So there's groups online where magicians give each other advice and they share tips and tricks and things like that. And I think I was searching the stretchy tongue trick. I was like, did someone else ever create this? And then I found him, and I'm like, oh, he's created everything. He's done the whole thing already. And it was super inspirational, but I believe it was on my little computer at the kiosk. I believe that's where I discovered him.
How does it feel to carry on his legacy, like for example with the different Instagram account?
It is like if you told myself 8 years ago, I would be in disbelief. It's such an honor and privilege to be able to do it, and just amazing.
Where do you feel you pull the most inspiration from him in your
Oh,
magic
from
or
him.
in videos?
I would say it's the effects. So, my act itself, my character isn't exactly like his. So, in between the moments where the eyes are coming out and the tongue is stretching, I am a bit different, but there's a lot of nuances, and his entire approach to thinking is something that is a layer that it's like they talk about standing on the shoulders of giants. You know, the work that someone before you has done has given you this leg up and this new perspective. It's almost like when I'm with my kid and we're at a show and they can't see over the grown-up's head and I put them on my shoulders and then they have this point of view. So I have like an expanded point of view overall from him, I think, you know, a way of thinking. If I were thinking about magic in the traditional sense, without his influence, it would be very limiting. He was a true genius to be even able to create this point of view that he even had. So it's very
And
broad. It's very broad. It's aside from the very specific little spots, it's very broad otherwise.
I'm now gonna go into the last couple questions. Hope this hasn't sounded too rushed.
How dare you? Hey, don't you? Don't answer that.
Okay. Any Anything you want everyone to know about you that I didn't ask about?
Okay, I like long walks on the beach. Romantic getaway. No, I'm just kidding. That's a good question. I don't really know. I mean, I guess we haven't mentioned plugs aside from Sesame Place. That's the main one. Oh, so how soon does this go live?
I will I will let you know when exactly it's live. I can't always estimate correct. Like I can't say like it'll be exactly this time. I
I
cannot say
won't plug.
exactly this.
I won't plug this weekend show because it might not, be out in time for that. But I'll plug my social media stuff. So you mentioned the Sylvester the Jester account. For those listening who would like to learn more about him, that is at Sylvester the Jester History on Instagram. It's only on Instagram. Each time I make a new post about it, it does go up on my other social media accounts, which is KooKoo at KooKoo Magic on all the platforms. So it's KooKooMagic. At the time of recording, I just posted a video of someone who's famous among magicians, Michael Amar, talking about Sylvester the Jester, and actually very much like how I was talking about his unique perspective. That's what Michael Amar is talking about in that video. So people can go back and look for that one. But on Instagram, be sure to follow Sylvester the Jester History.
Any advice for magicians getting their start?
Well, let's see. I would say you want to connect with people. A lot of people don't realize that there's what they call magician rings or groups in almost every town. Even if you live in a very small town in the middle of the country, no city near you, you might not even know about it, but there might be a magic group right near you. So there's IBM, which is the International Brotherhood of Magicians, and there's SAM, which is the Society of American Magicians, which I think what Harry Houdini used to be the president of that one way back when. But now they change every couple of years, bring in a new president. But yeah, join one of those groups, or even better, if you can find a local magic shop. Now that one might be a little bit less likely in some areas, but out here in the Douglasville area, I'm close to Reading, where there's the Mingus Magic Shop, and that's not only is there a support system of people that want to help you learn, there's an entire stock of tricks that you can pick up while you're there and work on your craft, and books that you can learn from, and videos and all that good stuff. And I'll go one step further. For someone who's not just starting to get into it, actually want to do it for a job. My start that got me from a kiosk in the mall to transitioning to do it professionally was doing close-up magic in restaurants. So early on, I used to do just like 5 restaurants every single week. I was going out every night, and not only was it giving me connections with people who would like to book shows, which is great, it was also giving me flight time and a lot of experience so I could actually get good at what I did.
And our last question, because we cannot get links in the bio of the YouTube videos to work for some reason. Where can we find you online?
Oh, okay. Yeah, just like I mentioned, it could be at KooKoo Magic. So that I'll repeat it again. KooKooMagic, and that is on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook. And I guess Threads. My Instagram posts to Threads automatically sometimes.
Yeah, it does that on ours too.
Yeah.
We we want to thank you for being on the Missing and Chitchat.
Thank you for having me. It was a pleasure. Arrivederci. Toodles.
Have a wonderful rest of your day.